Utah politics.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Glenn Mills. It is time to go inside Utah politics. We do begin this morning with Alex Cragen. He is with Utahns Against Hunger, here to discuss food insecurity needs during the summer months. Alex, always great to have you on the show. Thanks so much for being here.
Glenn, thank you so much for having me.
Food insecurity may not be on the minds of many people right now as we head into the summer, but it really is just as important now as it is any time of the year. Paint that picture for us. Give us a state of food insecurity as we speak.
Yeah, so with schools closing, families often have to find, babysitters, childcare, or having to reduce their hours in order to cover those time periods. And so what we see is an increase in food insecurity here in Utah, and we've seen that in increases in demand from community food pantries, increases in people applying for programs like SNAP and other things. And so, there are a variety of ways to sort of address that. One is the Summer Food Program, which is a federally funded but state-administered program that provides meals to children and teens across the state of Utah.
Yeah, talk to us about how that works and what it is.
Yeah, so it's available to any child under the age of 18 who is looking for a meal. There are roughly about 250 sites across the state that provide meals to children. They operate, some provide breakfast, most provide lunch, some provide supper. But it's an incredibly impactful program. When looking at child hunger in particular, summer months often see an increase in food insecurity as well as a decrease in terms of consumption of fresh fruits and vegetables. And the Summer Food Program is a great way to mitigate that sort of impact during the summer months.
If you could, Alex, let's talk a little bit about the need for that, because it's really heartbreaking to think that a child may not know where the next meal is going to come from. That's not something a child should have to be worrying about at this point in life. What impact does it have on a child in all aspects of life when they question where the next meal is?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, when you look at the studies in terms of the short-term impacts, that there's issues around mental health, behavioral health, as well as just general overall health, increases in asthma and other chronic conditions. In the long term, food insecurity as a child has lasting effects on adults as well. And so being able to provide these meals not only address short-term needs and short-term health outcomes, but their long-term growth and success as individuals.
Okay, so you talked about multiple locations available for this summer food program. How can someone learn more about where those locations are and other important things when it comes to the program?
Well, first, I'd highly recommend to go to Utahns Against Hunger's website, uah.org. We have a listing for summer food sites based on school districts. You can also go to your school district's website. There will be information about the summer foods program there. And then also the USDA has a website where you can go and, based on your zip code, find the nearest summer meals site in your area.
Let's look forward now, if we can, Alex. Talk about anything that's upcoming that can help address this issue as well.
Yeah, so there are two things that are tied together. One, at least on the federal level, is the Summer EBT program. This is something that is a possibility that be looked at as part of child nutrition reauthorization that will happen later this year. The Summer EBT program operates similar to SNAP in that it provides $30 to $60 per child in a household that's of school age. They did a pilot project last year and saw some significant mitigations when it came to food insecurity amongst children based on that pilot project. The second one is some rule changes with regards to the summer meals program, making it easier for sites to operate and provide some additional flexibilities there. On the state level, in July, we'll see the rollout of SB 133, which established the Food Security Council. That will have some appointments, and then from there, that group will be working together to establish and align some priorities to reduce food insecurity here in Utah.
Yeah, that was a big bill that we were following. I know you were as well. Talk to us about the end goal there. What will this commission ultimately do?
Yeah, so the goal is to align priorities when it comes to community outreach. So making sure that when people are doing outreach around the WIC program or the SNAP program, or folks are going to a food pantry, that they're able to get as much information as they can and that they're able to apply without having to go through as many hoops. Other things be looking at state policies and ways to sort of increase access to these programs. There are a number of options that states can take to increase access to things like SNAP. And it's our hope that we can work along with them to encourage them to provide some solid policy recommendations for either this legislative session that's coming up or the following one, to make some actions to make some lasting changes and improve the lives of low-income, food-insecure Utahns.
You and your organization do a lot of behind-the-scenes work in this area. Tell us a little bit more about Utahns Against Hunger and what it is you do exactly.
Yeah, so our mission is to increase access to food in the state of Utah. We do that through advocacy, so we work with our federal delegation and state elected officials on issues around food access and food insecurity. We do outreach. I manage a SNAP outreach partnership program where we provide a reimbursement to organizations that provide application assistance to SNAP families. Anyways. And then finally, education. We go and we talk to community organizations, members of the public, colleges about food access and food insecurities and ways that we can address them in a preventative manner.
Yeah, let's talk more about that. Someone in the community, obviously a very important partner for you and the work that you do. Someone that's watching, that's interested in maybe how they can help, what are your suggestions?
One, you can go to uah.org. We've got a number of opportunities there to sort of sign up to be part of our action newsletter. There's a lot of things coming up as part of the Farm Bill reauthorization next year. There's always something going on the state or local level. And then finally, I would also encourage anyone who is food insecure or knows someone who is food insecure, you can apply for SNAP benefits at jobs.utah.gov/mycase. And then with the coming of back to school in August, you can apply for free reduced price meals at your school district website.
Okay, and how important is it to have these relationships with the community and volunteers in the work that you do?
Oh, it's absolutely vital. We do a stakeholders meetings tour across the state every year. This summer, we plan on doing 9 stops in the community, talking to community food pantries, elected officials, folks that work in child nutrition departments at school districts, to talk about things like, where is the state of things when it comes to food access and food insecurity in that community, and how can we address those on the local level, whether that be making minor changes in terms of how things are accessed or hours, or whether that's a state level policy change as well.
And you already alluded to this quite a bit, but working with state lawmakers and other local elected officials, another important thing that community members can get involved in.
Oh, absolutely. And we highly recommend, we've got some great talking points on our website. If you're interested in sort of engaging with your state elected officials, feel free to reach out to us, and we're happy to get you trained up so you know how to address these issues and speak more to it.
All right, you do great work. I know we as a station like to volunteer at the food bank when we can. It's a good time to get out there and really make a difference in the community and to see the need out there. It is really great. Alex, we really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for being here with us today.
Glenn, thank you so much for having me.
You bet. Still to come,